I was doing some thinking. I was watching a few YouTubes, different content, but all the same. And it got me thinking. One YouTube was about divine counterparts. The other two YouTube was about women not understanding the power dynamic between men and women and where they stand. And the third was what else was I watching before I went out in the cold? So cold I forgot. Anyways, I was watching videos and I got to the thinking, and I said, what if God allowed us to recreate men and women in our own image and not His? I wonder what it would look like. What we would look like. Like for instance, based on what we have now in society, would women even want men around? Like, would they even want a concept? Mind you, we would no longer procreate because we wouldn't be here. But do we even see the importance in one another? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, would men, knowing what men know now about women, because we are evolved, and we're not low key retarded like we was before in the old timeline. Like when men knew nothing. Like, oh, remember when they made that movie with Mel Gibson? Like, what do women want? That would never exist nowadays because men don't care enough. And it's sad, but it's the truth. Men don't even care enough to even care about what y'all want. So it don't matter. But the fact that there was a whole movie about that when you all did matter shows the difference between this new timeline and the old one. The old one had a whole movie dedicated to what your mind would be like in your own realm of reality. But since y'all want to be us now, ain't no reason to even have that movie. It wouldn't exist. What would women want would basically be what would we want in a woman's body. Like it's not even the same concept of a movie anymore because y'all think low key like us. Even worse, probably. And vice versa. The nature of a man is more girly nowadays than it is masculine. So I think in the end, God would probably ask us, "Do you all even know what your position was in the beginning?" Because that's why all this back and forth is going on because we don't even know what we're supposed to be doing in the first place. So I would probably say to God, don't recreate us together, like as a thing, collectively. Don't create no more men, no women, just dead the whole shit because humanity doesn't deserve another chance to exist if we're arguing on the basis of these dumb topics. So, I mean, even though God is God, He wouldn't listen to me anyway because we're His children. But the fact of the matter is, if He allowed us in some weird dimension of reality to create our own restart, I would say, because once you understand the nature of a woman and vice versa, let's not talk about me because I'm already a man, so I don't need to really do much research on what men act like because I'm the same thing. But when you're dealing with the opposite gender, their mission statement on life, like their purpose, their desires are way different from ours. Now they're similar, like women like money, women like fun, women like comfort, all the stuff we like. We like the same stuff, but it's the why, like the sentimental value behind the what. Like women like going to the movies. I mean, women like shopping, but for different reasons. Women like getting money for different reasons. Women like everything we like may be similar, but for different reasons. You know, like for example, if a woman goes out with you and she likes you, she's gonna take some of your food. All right? I've never went out with anyone on this planet and took their food. You see what I'm saying? Like we're the same, but we're different, and we have to understand what that even means collectively, not individually, because you can work alone all you want. The day God says bind together and you don't know how to do it, that's problematic. That's the issue that I have with people nowadays. Like the older I get, the more I realize I think that humanity was one of God's worst like when he had his list of creations that he was gonna create animals, the dragons, the birds, the dolphins, the whales, like the spook. Like he ain't create nothing spooky because all God created was good stuff. Out of the whole list, he didn't create angels. He didn't create demi angels. Like out of all the list of creations he did, I think humans was the most retardedest one because we have the potential because we have the imagination, but it's like what we do with it is so stupid. We're gonna have to seek huge redemption. We get all this free time. This is what we do. We go, you know, we go waste our money on prize picks and shop at Sheen. This is what we doing. We play the game, what they call it, the game. We play the game and then smoke weed. I mean, I don't play video games, but you get what I'm saying. We spend hours on TikTok and Instagram. This is what humans do. Like this is the reason why I don't talk to people. Because the version of reality I live in my mind is so different compared to what regular people be doing. I just stay alone. I have my art to keep me company. Hopefully, God can, He can enhance my gift and turn it to monetary, if that is His means and His will. And then I have my little weed sometimes. I don't try to smoke as much because I don't want to be dependent on anything other than God. I used to have, women here and there to keep me, company in the physical. But even though that gets boring, because what we truly need is a connection. That's why women get boring to men. Because physical sex can only do so much unless it's truly intimate. And that's why women always be crying is that I want there's a different type of man, dude. Listen, it's never gonna end. It's a never ending story. Because if it's not done in a genuine way, we all gonna be back and forth with it. Women need a certain type of happiness to feel happy. And even that don't satisfy them. But it's momentary. It's in a way where she can at least be happy for enough time to forget that she wasn't. Because I don't think most women, and this is with two-parent home or single parent, I don't think most women be happy in general. I think it's so much going on in women world that's so annoying to them, and they don't have an outlet because girl code prevents them from having a real outlet, that they end up just being internally sad and miserable. Even the happy ones be miserable because women need a woman bond. Even if they got a man, they need a woman bond, even in the chaos of womenness, to feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Women need to be feel fulfilled. Men don't need full fulfillment in life to be happy, but women do. And that gluttony of desire for a delusional story that's never true. Because what it is that it's a gluttony of happiness. God's saying it's too much happiness. You need to understand a certain amount of sorrow to feel what this feels like. And then she says, no, God, I don't want to feel what harsh life feel like. You can't live the soft life forever, baby. You cannot live the soft life forever, baby. It's not like even if it was possible, that's not the right way to do it because God wants you to be a well-rounded human being. I want a man that no, that's not. You could do that, but then how are you gonna do when he disappears or dies? Or you know what I'm saying? God needs you to be balanced so when anything comes along your way, you can handle it. I wish I could teach a master class for real, for real. I probably would have no one come because it'd be too honest. I wish I could teach a master. I really think low key, because I seen it in a vision. God showed me something in a vision. I really think low key I'm gonna teach people like kind of like a inspirational speaker. I'm gonna just be in a room with like millions of people, and I'm like, how I get here? And God's gonna be like, because you never cared to really be here. Your whole where I'm at mentally, where I want to go, I bet you God got a whole nother story. He like, I had you do your thing. I had you do your thing just so you could be happy in your brain, but it was really for this. You thought it was for that, And either way, it don't matter. God's will. But I just wanna leave this earth with making it better. You know what I'm saying? Because Earth is like a filthy like fast food restaurant at nighttime. Like, who's gonna do the cleanup before the next shift? That's what I want to clean up before the new generation, the next shift, because they don't even know how to they don't even know how to cook in a restaurant. They don't even know none of it. They don't know. The next generation don't know nothing, and they're ill prepared. So it's our job, if you in your 30s or late 20s or even mid 20s, to teach the next one, because this next one, they don't know what's going on. And this ain't even the YNs. They don't count. Those are bots, really. YNs are created by the system. I mean, real children, innocent babies coming into the new world. They don't know nothing. So we need to do our part as women and men and squash the beef. This is stupid. All right, as a woman, do you want to be with men? And if the answer is yes, how are you going to move accordingly thus far? If you're a man and you want to be with women, how are you going to lead, provide, and dictate? Don't forget that men understand dictation, but don't know how to dictate. Having power over her and children ain't enough. How does that power translate into a product or production or some sort of something, so they can stop napping and yagging? We're at a point where we almost might call it defeat as human beings. So we just trash right now. And that's why I try to take life not serious no more, because this is where we at. Ain't no trying to turn your face to what is. Like, this earth, humanity showing their ass. That's the saying? Like, humanity is really showing this what we are. This what we are. And it's cool, because that leaves room for an empty road to a success and a new mentality. Being the underdog is good when you know where to go. Humanity think this is it for those that don't know how to think. Those that do know how to think, this is a good time to cultivate a new version of self. So when it's time to make sense for us to make new, we can just walk to it. We don't even got to do nothing. Like, let the world burn, and then whoever is left will recreate. Because to burn, if you do it correctly, is to purify. And then after that, new land, new grass, new trees, new everything, new earth. But we got to do it right. I'll put it like this. This is my last thing I'm gonna say before I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I might smoke. Oh, who knows? Watch some YouTube. I'm just gonna chill today. It's too cold outside. I'm just gonna chill. I'm not even going. I am gonna paint today. That's one thing I will do. I'm gonna paint, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it now. I might want to lay down. This system is crazy. Trying to get me sick under this little fake weather. I don't like the cold anyway. I needed to go take a vacation. Anyways, for those that believe that we can do better as humanity, if this world was to end tomorrow, do you think that you would be accepted as a candidate for the new earth? Really ask yourself that. If the world was going to end tomorrow, do you think God would accept you as a new candidate for the new earth? Or would he say, burn? Burn, my child, depart from me. You not one of them. Because some of us, even in the spiritual people, spiritual community, I don't even like that. Many of them is capping. Let's just keep it a buck. So regardless of who you are, it's one thing in your heart, your spirit, and your soul. God knows it all. We can't lie to God. We can lie to everyone else, though. But I want to say this to be honest. Is it really, what is it to lie to man if you still lying to God? Like, the only way to be honest is to be honest to God, and you'll be honest with everything else. It follows suit because God is the supreme. If you're honest with God, you're bound to be honest with everything else. If you're lying to God, you lie to everything else. We need to start fresh. We need to start over. I'll give you an example of starting over, and then I'm gonna leave. As a man, I'm dolo all the time. But as a man that serves God, I do know that procreation, divine divine stewardship, counterparts, being more divine is a part of the game of life. So when he says meet someone, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a woman, I'm not doing this, because that's stupid. I know it's a part of the plan of God to have man, woman, child, and God. That's why I say squash the beef now before he makes you bond with someone of his choice, not your own. Because that's what the world do. The world want to divide and conquer. And if you're stupid enough to let it do it, it's going to do it. Open your heart, let God show you the intellect of him. He'll place it in you and you'll start seeing life different. Once you see it different, you can align it and allocate who you want around you. And whoever's not on that level, you don't even got to say nothing to him. You don't got to son them. You don't got to do nothing. God will say, you get it now. You get it now. All you got to do is peep the vibes and go. And then if you really, really do have that yearning, especially if it's cold, like if you're like myself, then you say, God, bring someone in, or bring someone in, like bring someone similar to that around me so I can catch the vibes real quick and then continue pushing forward. God will keep you, he will keep you free from all the chaos. But you got to put your energy with him first. And then he will shine the light upon you and show you everything else that needs to be seen. The truth of the matter, like the real truth of what this is. And you can walk accordingly. And then none of all this extra BS in this world will matter. None of it. But you got to believe. All right? We're going to end it there, and I'm going to... This world is just so... Who would have thought? I would have never thought this would be me in the future. Like, if you asked me this at 20 years old, I'm like, the fact that, I mean, part of me knew it. If you had to say, are humans going, what do you think humanity is going to be like in 20 years? I'd have been like, yeah, I could see this being the outcome. Like, oh yeah, they kind of stupid anyway. But I never saw myself having this position in this time, because I was so nonchalant with my reality. I'm like, man, someone else going to do it. You know what I'm saying? This world ain't going to get that weird. And God was saying, no, you will be the someone, because you have that caring heart. You really understand that it's a problem, and you see it, and you're willing to vocalize it. You're going to be that one. I'm just preparing you now and letting you be so rose-colored that you're not going to see what's going on. Until I take the glasses off, you're going to see it. But anyways, continue with your skill and your artistry and your gift, and allow God just to bless you more so you can shine on the world and let the darkness leave. All right, y'all. Peace.